My dear friends, welcome to Rajashekar classes on applied data science with Python. This is lecture number 138. In this lecture, I will continue my discussion on confidence interval. The delivery guy said they could come by the next day at exactly 11 a.m. on the dot. Just kidding, that never happens. Instead of an exact time, the delivery guy gave me a range of times. He said they are sometime between 8 a.m. and 2 p.m. A lot of anticipation, isn't it? I will consider one more simple illustration. It's useful to give pregnant mothers a due date when their children will most likely to be born. But it might be more accurate to say the doctors expect the baby to come around the due date, not exactly on it. Just remember this point, around the due date. This point is very important. Around due date. In previous example, we were discussing about delivery guy. Not on time, around. We were saying 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Isn't it? This is about delivery guy. This is about pregnant mother's due date. Let me consider one more simple illustration. And when the pollsters claim that a candidate will get around 30% of the vote plus or minus 2%, that is again I can say around. What it says, I will repeat, let me repeat this one. When pollsters claim that a candidate will get around 30%, around 30% votes. In first case, delivery guy, that is around 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. This is about 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. This is about delivery guy, isn't it? Again, my next case, pregnant mother's due date. Pregnant mother's due date. This is again, I must say, around, not exact on it. The due date, around the due date. This is not exact. Around the due date. Again, pollsters around 30%. Even is saying, I will repeat, when pollsters claim that a candidate will get around 30% of votes plus or minus 2%, we can represent the around part. 30% plus or minus 2 means 30 minus 2, 30 plus 2. That is 28, 32. This is range of values. This is lower limit. This one is upper limit. These range of values indicates confidence interval. Let me say we can represent around part. Here you have around part in the case of delivery guy. In the case of pregnant mother's due date, around due date. In pollsters, around 30%. This around part is very important for me. This around part can be represented with the help of confidence interval. A confidence interval, how can I explain? Let me say like this: how much uncertainty is associated with a point estimate of a population parameter. I must say about uncertainty means a confidence interval is an estimated range of values. That's what it says in pollsters example. 30 plus or minus 2% means, is it not estimated range of values 28 to 32, isn't it? A confidence interval is an estimated range of values that seem reasonable based on what we have observed its center is still the sample mean. That you must understand. Center is still sample mean, x bar, isn't it? Its center is still the sample mean, but we have got some room on either side for our uncertainty. So delivery guy says, my things are coming between 8 a.m. and 2 p.m. He is reflecting his uncertainty, isn't it? Is it not uncertainty? He is giving range. If he is giving range means that's an uncertainty. That's what it says. How much uncertainty? It explains. Confidence interval says about how much uncertainty associated with point estimate. Here point estimate is x bar. For me, what is my how much uncertainty associated with x bar is explained by confidence interval. What is the use of point estimate? It estimates population mean. If it is a sample mean, it estimates population mean, isn't it? Because when I say, let me consider my previous lecture. In lecture number 137, we were discussing about temperature, isn't it? Temperature, we were saying 35 degrees centigrade, 35 plus or minus 5. This plus or minus 5 will give confidence interval. That is 35 minus 5 means 30. 35 plus 5 means 40. This is 35. This range of values will give confidence interval. The confidence interval is abbreviated as CI, expressed the degree of uncertainty around certain mean. Is it not explaining degree of uncertainty about some mean? Isn't it? An interval estimate provides more information about population characteristics than does a point estimate. It is simple and straightforward. We are comparing interval estimate and point estimate. Interval estimate will give more information about population, as it is giving range of values. Population, it's better than, interval estimate is better than point estimate as it gives more information. So when compared to point estimate, interval estimate is giving more information about the population. More information about what? More information about population. I will repeat. When compared to point estimate, interval estimate is giving more information about population. Such interval estimations are called confidence intervals. This is the basic motivation behind confidence intervals. A confidence interval for the mean is way of estimating true population mean. Instead of single number for the mean, a confidence interval gives you a lower estimate and an upper estimate. As I told you, this is your 35 is temperature. This is 30 and 40. It gives range of values. It gives more information about population mean. That may be some population characteristics. Therefore, that's what we were saying. Interval estimate gives more information compared to your point estimate. An interval estimate gives a range of values. You have range of values, isn't it? You have lower bound as well, lower limit as well as upper limit. Confidence intervals takes into consideration variation in sample statistics from sample to sample. Because what will happen from population, we may take different samples, isn't it? If you have population, from that particular population, you can take different samples, sample 1, sample 2, sample 3, like this. If you have a population, from this population, you can take different samples. From population, we may take different samples, but different samples may give different variance. This variance of this sample S1 square, variance of this sample S2 square, variance of this sample is S3 square. These variances need not be same. Why? Because different samples may give different variances. We are constructing CI, means we are constructing confidence interval with the help of variance. While constructing confidence interval, you can take help of variance. So what happens if you take variance? So the consideration, I can say like this, let me say, sample to sample, we are constructing, I will repeat, we are constructing the confidence interval with the help of variance. So variation in sample statistics from sample to sample, isn't it? There is a variation in sample statistics from sample to sample. I will repeat. So variation in sample statistics from sample to sample is taken into account. This variation is taken into account with the help of confidence interval. That's what it says. Just let me say like this, I have a population. From this population I am collecting samples. This for each sample I have variances. There may not have same variance. Why? Because they are different samples. This variation, the variations in sample statistics from sample to sample is taken into account with the help of confidence interval. It's simple and straightforward, isn't it? Yes. We can construct confidence interval based on observation from one sample. Just I can collect one sample, observation from population, I can construct. That's what it says. From one sample I can collect one sample. From that one sample I can construct confidence interval. For example, if I say x bar with the help of one sample, if I calculate x bar with the help of one sample, I can predict what is the upper limit, what is the lower limit of your population mean. Why? Because with the help of x bar, with the help of sample mean, I am going to estimate population mean. Therefore, with the help of confidence interval, I can predict what is the upper limit of my population mean and what is lower limit of my population mean. It gives information about closeness to unknown population parameters. Means it's important. What it means, what your confidence interval gives information about closeness to unknown population parameters. That unknown population parameter may be population mean, population variance, population proportion. It will give closeness to, means it will give almost closed values to those population parameters. If you observe, confidence interval has an associated it is associated with the level of confidence. This level of confidence is nothing but level of confidence is essentially probability. Each confidence interval is associated with level of confidence. This level of confidence can be treated as a probability, isn't it? What does it mean? I will explain in my next class. A 0% confidence level means you have no faith at all. You have no faith at all that if you repeat the survey that you would get same result. Means I will repeat, a 0% confidence level means you have no faith at all that you repeat the survey that you would get the same result. You are not sure. You don't have any faith in getting same result. 100% confidence level means there is no doubt at all that if you repeat survey you would get the same result. 100% confidence level does not exist in statistics unless you surveyed an entire population, and even then you you even then you probably could not be 100% sure that your survey was not open to some kind of error or bias. In simple language, I can say your confidence interval will give range of values, and it gives information about your population parameters with the help of sample parameters. Your confidence level gives you how much probability that particular population parameter lies in confidence interval. I will explain in detailed manner about this confidence level and confidence interval in my next lecture. Thank you very much.